Hi, everyone, and welcome to Youth Amplified,
a podcast that inspires, empowers, and connects. I'm Brian.
And I'm Rona. And in the spotlight today, are we disconnected in a connected world?
We were joined around the table today by Hamish, Malia, Isaiah, and social media influencer Bella. An interesting panel, Rona, so let's get right in.
Let's do. Hamish, let's start with you.
Fair enough.
Now, do you think social media helps you to feel more connected with your friends, or does it sometimes make you feel left out?
I personally think social media definitely does not make me feel as connected as I want to.
As a vlogger, I feel more connected to the public because you can express yourself more. But on the other hand, I still prefer face-to-face conversation. But we have to evolve now. This is the digital world. We are evolving, like the banking has changed, shopping has changed. So digital media now is very important for us to go with the flow and embrace what's going on around us.
True.
So connection should always be there.
Malia, we're talking about digital. If we didn't have our phones for a week, do you think would we miss something or not? What do you think?
I mean, I guess it depends on the context. If we were to take away phones in our current context with where we're so embedded in social media, I mean, I think if I took like a break from social media for like a week to study and I go and see my friends and it feels like I've almost been gone for 5 years because I've missed out on so much news, so much like in jokes in social media. So it's so fast. Social media, it can feel so easy to be left behind. If you're not on it constantly, you miss the latest trends, you miss the latest bits of news. It's where we get all of that source of, it's almost a very cultural thing of bringing us together, but also if you're not on it all the time, you can get left behind in this day and age.
True.
So interesting. Now, Isaiah, over to you.
Yes.
Do you feel people are more comfortable expressing themselves online than in real life, and why?
Yeah, I think that it's up to the personality. For me personally, it's taken a while to be confident on camera because if you have a story to share, you want to share it online so that it can reach the many people, even though it's only just one person that will impact them in a positive way. And to other people, it can be quite difficult. You have to use social media as a vehicle to however you may use it.
Do you have anything to add to that, Hamish?
Yes. Well, for me, how I view social media is nowadays, like people my age, they use social media and not in the best way. It's more like a validation from somebody else. And it's hard to seek validation from people that you're not seeing on the screen when you're already, like you're trying to be somebody to all these people when you're already that someone. And it doesn't take other people to say you are this or you are that. You are that regardless of what people say.
I think it's a really cultivated persona. You kind of have a lot of power over how you're perceived, but then with that, you lose a bit of your own authenticity because you're trying to make it. I mean, social media, it's a highlight reel. You know, if you're thinking about like Instagram or Facebook, it's very rare that we are actually posting in a way that's vulnerable. So then it kind of brings a bit of artifice into our connection with other people. Even when I'm seeing posts from my family, what I see on their social media could be completely different from the actual difficulties I know are going on in their real life. You're not really able to make that more vulnerable, intimate connections with people because you're trying to, I guess, to display this persona where everything's fine, everything's good, because you're trying to reach way more people than you would ever be able to reach when you're having one-on-one conversations or more intimate get-togethers.
Bella, I'm sure you'd have something to say on that.
I guess it's always important that we have this communication with families and friends face to face. It's very important for me, unless they're overseas or interstate, and you don't feel left out. You don't. I would say when you reach this maturity, you feel less less anxiety. Even if you're out of the loop, you still feel like, I don't really care if I'm out of the loop. I don't feel left out. But I think with their age now, they need to be in there. They need to be a part of what's going on around me. I have to be in there and experiencing or hearing what they're talking about.
Yeah. You know, if your digital life had a theme song,
I love songs.
what would it be? What's the song that
Okay,
you
I would have two songs.
Okay.
One is A Part of Your World.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, you like that song?
I love it.
goes like this. But who cares? No big deal. I want more. I want to be where the people are. I want to see them dancing.
Yes.
So you want to be part of that community, part of that chat group, part of that gaming session. So, yeah. Number two is, it's called Rewrite the Stars.
Oh, yeah.
It's making the impossible possible in 3D.
Yes.
I love it.
I know Ronald have a song for sure.
Rona,
Mine's Katy Perry. What's yours?
Mine. Run the world.
What else?
I don't know. I know you can actually pick a song to be in your bio on Instagram though, and I put so much thought into it. And I had like originally a Jeff Buckley song, and then I was like, I can't have that because it's so depressing. I don't. What is that song? Oh, I love all this song. I think I had Vancouver, which is a bit more of a niche one, but then I was like, it's too sad, so I just picked
It's
more.
okay to be sad.
But I didn't want to like have people going on my page and being like, oh, she's a bit miserable. This dead singer.
What about you, Isla?
I think Eye of the Tiger. Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Epic.
Action. Yeah.
Absolutely epic.
They use it for
Rocky. Rocky.
That's it.
Oh, goodness. All right. Malia, over to you next. How often do you feel truly present when hanging out with friends, or are phones usually a distraction?
I think it depends on the situation. I think when my friends and I are having more casual hangouts, then we do feel really connected. But sometimes when we're having, I guess, more momentous hangouts, it can feel really, the urge to post about that becomes a bit overpowering. So then you kind of feel like a bit of that like authenticity of like being able to hang out with your friends and be in the moment kind of gets lost, because we're like, oh, we've got to get our pictures so we can post. Like even I was overseas with some friends, and I can tell you that some of that experience was a bit hindered because we'd be like, okay, how can we're in this beautiful, we were in Thailand, beautiful there, but we were kind of a bit too fixated on like, how can we get these pictures and then post and then show everyone at home what a good time we're having. So it does hinder the experience when it's something a bit more, I guess if there's a potential for a photo that can almost overpower that actual like good experience. So that can be a bit sad sometimes when you realize, oh, I'm not really living in the moment here, I'm more living in the picture.
They're definitely, I agree with the aspects of hindering the experience.
Do you think there's pressure, to be always available online? Do you think this sort of causes stress or anxiety among young people?
Among young people, yes, 100%. I can see that. I can observe that. As I said, I have an 11-year-old daughter, and if she's not part of that game, because there's like certain members that can play at the same time. So if the game started, you can just get into that game straight away. You have to wait for the next one. So there is this pressure, like, I want to be in that game.
Yes.
With social media, it's very much like a day-to-day thing. Like you can't skip out a day, and if you do, I know like a good handful of people that if they miss out a day on Instagram or something, they're gonna freak out. But reality, let's take it back to reality. You take it day by day. It's never, if you miss one day on like 1 day's worth of posts from all your friends, it's not the end of the world.
So interesting, these thoughts, because I certainly feel the pressure when I miss out on any of my chats or any of my friends or family's posts. And even if I tell myself, don't feel guilty, I still do. So really interesting to hear your thoughts. Talking about chats. So, Hamish, actually, if your group chat was turned into a movie
Oh,
What would it be called, and what genre would it be?
yeah. It's not a movie. It's a TV show.
Okay, yeah.
Yes.
The US Office. Because it's funny, but also you have those moments of just awkward silence.
Yeah.
And you just and we're all there just like sitting there in awkward silence. Who's gonna say the next word? I don't want to.
Oh, good.
I think yeah, The Office, US.
It'd be the most boring one ever because I feel like it's all just a bunch of attempted like plans and then nothing ever happens. So it wouldn't be very entertaining. I think it would always just be like, now that we're getting older, like, oh, do you want to hang out on Saturday? And then no one can ever find a day. So I don't know. It'd be funny though. I don't know. I think nothing specific. Funny and boring.
Do you know what it is? It'll be called ...
Yeah.
Yeah.
That thing that goes on.
You've named it.
Isaiah, how about you?
I think I'd go grown-ups. Yeah.
Oh,
You know, just like in the group chat, you're talking about navigating life and, you know, still being young, and hopefully when I get older, young at heart, that, you know, we can have that playful and as well that professional, like, discussion. So,
Rona,
See Brian. Oh,
what's yours?
mine is The Devil Wears Prada. Yours?
One flew over the cuckoo's nest.
Definitely.
That's mine. That's mine. Now, Isaiah, if you had the power to redesign one social platform to make it more human,
yeah.
That's
you
right.
know, and less isolating,
Yeah.
what would you change?
I mean, I have been studying like the platforms like Instagram and Facebook for a little bit, and I found that, like, I mean, if both platforms were enabled to probably the live feature.
Good one. Malia, so with this digital world, do you think you are better or worse at forming deep relationships than previous generations?
I think it's a double-edged sword. I mean, I think Isaiah kind of said it. You can have such meaningful relationships across the globe, which is something in previous generations that would have been a bit more hindered. On the other side, I think there is a little bit less, there's almost kind of a sense of a less of a need to meet in person when you have more access to people in their lives, just scrolling through their feeds instead of actually having to reach out to someone. You know, like if someone has a baby or has like a promotion, you see about that. You don't have to actually sit down and have coffee with a person and find out about that in person. So it kind of, I do think hinders it in that way because you have access to all that information already instead of having to have a conversation in person.
Interesting stuff.
Absolutely. Well, I've got a question for everyone, actually. You know, if you only keep one app on your phone forever, what would it be? Come on, Hamish.
Phone. Full stop.
One app would you keep?
The contact phone.
The contact. Okay.
I don't want anything to do with social media.
Malia.
I think Instagram's kind of an app that's just stolen a bunch of features from all these other apps. You can call people, you can text people. It's kind of ripped off in Snapchat, Facebook, even TikTok with Reels. So maybe that's cheating, but it's kind of what everything is like, just less well developed, I guess.
I think it's quite resourceful now. ChatGPT. Functional.
Touching.
Yeah.
The best one is Google.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wow. Well, we could go on with this, but that's really all we have time for today, Rona. So thank you, Hamish, Malia, Isaiah, and Bella for joining us today.
till next fortnight, let's continue to inspire, empower, and connect. And remember, your voice
Matters.